This is a Chainlight News update on the Trojan War. I'm Laurel Johnson. For those of you who don't know, the war was caused by Thetis and Peleus' wedding, at which Eris, the goddess of discord, was not invited. She became invisible and rolled a golden apple with the inscription, "To the fairest," to the feet of Aphrodite, Hera, and Athena. All three claimed it and tried to get Zeus to decide between the three. Zeus, instead got a mortal, Paris, to decide. After being offered things by all three, he was persuaded by Aphrodite's promise of the most beautiful woman in the world, who happened to be Helen of Sparta. Helen, and brought her to Troy. This enraged the Spartans and Helen's other suitors, including Ulysses, the great strategist, who had signed a pact to come to Helen's rescue whenever she was in trouble. They launched a full attack on the city of Troy. Now let's go to our correspondent, Huevos Rancheros.
Right now, I'm standing in a Greek barrack, and we have just received word that Achilles has killed Hector in their single combat. He has just pulled up with Hector after pulling him around the walls of Troy 7 times. The prophecy was that Achilles would kill Hector, but Achilles would die 3 days later. Also, we just found out that when Achilles was dressing Patroclus in his own armor, he revealed a very important secret. He told Patroclus that his only vulnerable spot on his body is his tendon right behind his heel. This was because when he was only 9 days old, his mother Thetis dipped him in the river of Styx, which made him immortal all but the back of his heel. Before Hector and Achilles fight, the god of the Scamander, Axius, tried to kill Achilles by splashing huge waves of water onto him. But because of his mother Thetis, Achilles can breathe underwater. He then tried to crush him by throwing huge boulders onto him. Achilles survived only because Hephaestus threw molten lava and burnt the back of Axius. Huevos Rancheros, back to you, Laurel.
Thank you, Huevos Rancheros. Now here's our commentary from Kenneth Brody.
I personally would like to see the Trojans win this war, with Ajax the Greater, Agamemnon, and Achilles really going to slow them down. I've been watching the war over the years, and have not noticed any real change in the upper hand. The Trojans have the god Apollo, Ares, goddess Aphrodite, and Zeus secretly has a partiality for the Trojans. The Greeks have Athena, Hera, and Poseidon has finally rested his favor on them. To start with, if I were Paris, I would have chosen Athena, the goddess of wisdom. If I had all wisdom, I would have known everything. How to get power, how to get money, and even how to get Helen of Sparta without making anyone mad. It has just been released and is being deciphered by many oracles. One prophecy is that Troy will not fall unless Troilus dies today, and he has been murdered mysteriously. There was also another old prophecy that said if King Rhesus' horses drank out of the Scamander River, Troy would not fall. So Ulysses and Diomedes stole the horses and killed Rhesus. There is also one more prophecy that is yet to be deciphered. Could is should is would is wood of course. What began with an apple must end with a horse. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Hermes by Hephaestus. Watch how fast I can go in Air Hermes. Wow. Air Hermes by Hephaestus. It's not just an ordinary shoe.
Prometheus stole it from the gods, and now he is sharing it with all mankind. It's new. It's fire. Use it for cooking or light. Impress your friends. Send for your brochure now on how to make fire. Send 2 rubies to 276 Olympus Drive, Greece.
And welcome back. This just in. The Spartans have left what the Trojans thought to be a sacrifice to Poseidon after finally retreating from Troy. Only when the Trojans brought this huge wooden horse into the walls of the city, several Spartans jumped out of the horse and started attacking. Reinforcements from the sea quickly came to the Spartans, and this battle is taking place right now. Let's go to our correspondent, Huevos Rancheros.
Hello, Laurel.
What's the feeling down there in Troy?
There's a feeling of great distress and strife down here in Troy, and we're seeing more and more people evacuate and pour into the barracks where I am standing right now. And the war Trojan Warriors are still fighting and everything, but I don't think they have a chance against the Spartan attack. Rebels Rancheros, Channel 8 News, signing off. Back to you, Laurel.
Thank you, Huevos Rancheros. Next. And that was our special report on the Trojan War. I'm Laurel Johnson signing off. And remember, make your Friday night date with Channel 8. Good night.